I'd say that's a typical southern summer. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing a short video about the Gardens of V Rising. We're going to take a look at what pieces you can unlock, both decorative and useful, as well as how and where to get the plants you'll need to glow up that garden. V Rising is a game about, well, being a vampire. And that automatically earns cool points in my book. It plays a bit like a top-down, kind of. And the gist of it is you slay powerful foes to unlock better crafting stations and craftables in order to get better gear. And of course, unlock those base building pieces. It's a pretty simple premise, but still fairly enjoyable if you like this type of game. With that said, let's dive in. First of all, let's take a look at the pieces we can unlock. Most of these will be unlocked via the research desk, which will come in 3 tiers. Thus, you'll have to advance pretty far in order to unlock everything. There are also some pieces you can unlock by defeating certain bosses, but we'll go over that in just a moment. For now, you'll start with the first tier research, which you can either find recipe books or by collecting 50 paper to unlock the piece. For this particular bench, you'll find books in the Farbane Woods. These can be gotten by looting the area, from defeating the enemies, and some of them can be bought. I'm not 100% sure if you can find every book this way, so you'll more than likely end up using paper to fill out the rest. So when you do use paper, what you unlock will be random, which means you'll probably need quite a bit of it. You can scrounge that up by looting, but once you're in the level 35 range and defeat Nicholas the Fallen, you'll get access to the paper press. With that, you'll be able to craft your own paper, which makes this process so much easier. There are only 3 garden decorations you can unlock via this bench, which include the water well, gravel paths, and simple garden planters. It doesn't seem like much, but this isn't the only way to unlock items. Pelora the Feywalker, which also is level 35, will unlock quite a bit of garden-related items. Lots of garden foundations, hedges, and a variety of planters are available after defeating this boss. Also, defeating Goreswine the Ravager at level 27 will unlock some graveyard decor, which pairs well with the garden decor. Moving on to the second tier, this bench is called the Study. You'll find the books for this one in the Dunley Farmlands area, and you're gonna need even more paper this tier as you use scrolls, specifically 75 of them, to unlock pieces in the study. To make scrolls, you'll need paper and coarse thread. You're definitely gonna want to stock up on pollen for the thread. Cobblestone paths, noble fences and fountains, modest garden planters, and garden furniture and lanterns are the items you can unlock via this bench. You can also get the verdant garden fencing by defeating Maja the Dark Servant at level 47. Tier 3 gets us the Athenum, and this is the highest and last tier of the study. Books for this one can be located in a couple areas. Some can be found in the Silverlight Hills area and others in the ruins of Mortium. If you're looking to purchase the books, a handful is sold by the merchant in the Bright Haven Trade District located in Silverlight Hills. Make sure to bring lots of Gold Sun coins if you do. These items can also be unlocked via 100 schematics. As usual, you can find them in the areas I just mentioned, primarily Silverlight Hills. Raiding Bright Haven is your best bet if you're looking to loot them. If you want to make them, you'll need scrolls and tech scrap. The garden-related items you can get in this bench are lamppost, garden archways and pergolas, and the large fountain. Great braziers are also unlocked here if you wish to use those in your garden. Aside from those in the Athenum, you can also get rural garden fencing from Baron du Beauchamp le Sommelier at level 70. So there are a couple more ways you can get books or the raw items you need to unlock the recipes at the tables. By defeating General Cassius the Betrayer at level 57, it will net you the Stygian Summoning Circle. Gather 300 Stygian shards and 3 scrolls and you can summon the Blood Harpy. Defeating the creature will grant you some tier 2 books, scrolls, and paper. Gathering the same amount of greater Stygian shards and schematics will allow you to summon the Blood Witch, and upon defeating it, you'll get some tier 3 books, scrolls, and schematics. Keep in mind, you can get the Stygian and greater Stygian shards from participating in the Rift incursions, which will be available to you after unlocking the Eye of Mortium. Don't worry, you can't miss it as it's a main quest of upgrading your castle. So of course, you're gonna get multiple copies of the same book. That's where the Devourer chest comes in handy. Throw those extra books in there and you'll get paper, scrolls, or schematics in return depending on what tier the book is. If you've got some excess money, or excess materials to make money, consider buying books from the merchants and tossing them in the Devourer. I'm actually quite pleased with the garden decor in this game, but of course we need the main course, the plants. So here's a list of all the plants available so far. We've got Blood Rose, Fire Blossom, Snowflowers, Morning Lilies, Hell's Clarion Spores, Ghost Shroom, Sunflower, Cotton, Plague Briars, Sacred Grapes, and Bleeding Hearts. As with most games, there are a couple ways to get the seeds for these plants. First, by harvesting them yourself. Now, a seed drop isn't 100% guaranteed, so you'll need to slice and dice a handful of these plants before you'll get the drop. And of course, some of these plants can only be found in certain areas. On the note of harvesting, having the worker blood type does increase the yield of harvested plants. However, I'm unsure if it affects seed drop rate. In any case, if you're looking to harvest, worker blood's a good idea either way. Blood roses by far are the most abundant plant you can find. I've been able to find them in almost every area of the map. Gleaming Meadows has quite a few of these, along with the Snowflower and Fire Blossom. It's a good place to revisit if you need more of these seeds, or if you need a surplus of plants to grind for pollen. Farbane Woods is your best bet for the Fire Blossoms and Snowflowers otherwise. Also in the woods, you can find a good amount of Morning Lilies in the Forgotten Cemetery, and the Dunley Monastery in the farmlands, and the Hell's Clarion Spores in the Bandit Copper Mine in Farbane, and the Iron Mine in the farmlands area. Sunflowers and cotton can be found abundantly in the Dunlin farms. You'll have to deal with garlic exposure to harvest these, but this is easily negated with the garlic potions. Ghost shrooms can only be found in the Cursed Forest. You're definitely gonna want the Shroud of the Forest cape when going through this area, else your map will be clouded and you'll be navigating blind. Defeating Ben the Old Wanderer at level 63 will unlock this for you. Plague Briars also can only be found in Gloomrot. They're a little sparse, so you might have to do some hunting around for them. And Sacred Grapes can be found in the vineyards of Silverlight Hills. They grow much like the cotton and sunflowers, so you won't have any trouble getting plenty of these. And Bleeding Hearts can only be found in the Ruins of Mortium area. And these, like the Plague Briars, are a little sparse. Trippy Shrooms can be gotten from a few different places. Sometimes you'll see them in the mines, but I've seen them more abundantly in the Cursed Forest. However, they're still fairly rare to find compared to the other plants. And I've yet to actually get a spore drop from them despite hunting for it. A few on Reddit have said they found some in chests in the cursed villages in the area, but RNG hasn't been so kind to me. Aside from the plants, you can also plant a number of trees. Apple trees can be gotten from irregular farms in the Dunley farmlands. Aspen and birch trees are prevalent in the Dunley area as well. For the autumn variety of the aspen and birch, head to Silverlight Hills. Oaks can be gotten in both Dunley and Silverlight. Pines are best gotten from Farbane Woods. Cursed trees will be found in the, you guessed it, Cursed Forest. Gloomies will be found specifically in Gloomrot North. Cypress trees I've found most abundantly at the monastery, but there are some at the horse track in Dunley as well. Cherry blossoms are easily gotten from Mosswick, and white cherry blossoms can be found at the Forbidden Tower. There are also weeping willow trees, but it's a rare drop apparently, and I've yet to get one. The internet tells me that you can find them in the cursed forest and are dropped by regular trees, but since I've yet to get one, I can't really say for sure. If any of you have managed to find one, let me know where you found it, if you remember. So that's one way to get those plants. Another way is to get lucky and find them while looting. But I wouldn't count on this as being a primary way of getting plants, more like a happy accident. Aside from all those ways to get seeds, you can also summon giant rats from the vermin nest, which will drop low-grade seeds upon defeating them. And summoning blood trents from the Stygian Circle will yield some seeds and some saplings. The only other surefire way of getting plants is to buy the seeds from the urban potion vendors, which can be found in the Farbane Woods, Dunley Farmlands, and Silverlight Hills. With the plants and decor unlocked, you can make some creative gardens, big or small. You can make it celestial, more dark and vampiric, or a nice rustic look. Or be me and mix and match. I really like how my little area turned out. And of course, these plants do have uses. In fact, I would say some of them are pretty necessary if you don't want to spend money buying health potions and buffs all the time. Of course, the garden is just one part of the decor. There is so much more you can play around with while castle building. I'm really happy with the selection and the aesthetics available. So if you're interested in crafting an awesome looking vampire castle, give it a go. And that would be the end of the video. Thank you everyone for watching. My upload schedule has been pretty spotty lately because spring is a very busy time of year for me. After all, I do enjoy gardening in real life. And I've been battling some outside forces in the form of a certain bird and a certain dog trying to undo all my hard work. I also have a second channel that deals in the horror side of gaming, so if you're interested in reviews and lore dives, consider checking it out. In any case, I have more videos lined up for this channel, and if you have any suggestions on games I should cover, definitely let me know. Anyway, thanks again for watching. Like if you liked it, dislike if you didn't, subs and comments are always welcome, and have a fantastic day.